G'day everyone, Paul Stoner here with David Lack from the Port Melbourne office, and we're here to do the market wrap for the month of May. It's the 2nd of June today, so we're starting to get into the colder months, but it's sunny outside and the sun has kept prices pretty strong in the market, I think. This year's been really strong. So Port Melbourne, what's happening at the moment?
Look, the stock levels have been a little bit down, which has really held prices up.
Yep.
So we're still seeing good competition.
That's what happens. So it became an area of high demand, and people don't like to move out of areas of
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So there's a lot of regeneration of the residential side of things happening in Port Melbourne. So that'll create opportunities, and one of the opportunities might be for the first home buyers, whether
Absolutely.
it's the 1, the 2, or the smaller townhouses. So do you think that'll have an effect come 1st of July?
Oh, very much so. I mean, we've seen that sort of segment pull back in terms of as soon as the state government made that announcement, those first home buyers almost disappeared overnight. And while it's a great initiative, we really felt sorry for those vendors that had already planned their campaign or, basically had found somewhere else to move to, and so they're sort of caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, and so it's interesting that up to $650,000 at the moment, it's a one buyer market really. It's the investor might be looking at it with all of the restrictions that are placed on them. They're still looking. So they're holding back until the 1st of July so that you've got...
Well, I think it's 650 for New South Wales. In Melbourne, I think it's up to 600, no stamp duty, and then 6 to 750 it's certainly reduced back. But, it's the feedback with, I suppose, speaking to prospective vendors is probably there was a bit too much lead time in terms of it's really given people a long time to think about it and change their plans.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, we would be recommending to those first home buyers who are out there to, look, if you do find something in the next 4 weeks, to buy it because you're just going to have increased competition. And, we've seen in the past that these government incentives have actually worked contrary to what the intention was in terms of just pushing the prices up.
Yeah. So for any potential sellers watching... You live in the market and you know the market, and you'll see that there's not many boards up, there's not many ads happening, so that is creating demand. So, you're always better off taking advantage of that now rather than trying to pick the market. That's a very hard thing to do. So the area as a whole has been in demand for the last 20 years, and it's starting to reduce the amount of available stock, which is, there's not much coming. So in general, prices have been up. They've been very strong, and then we'll get into the rental side of things.
Yeah, so look, strong market. Rentals been a little bit quiet, like less people looking to move sort of in the middle of the year, but it's picked up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's good value out there.
Yeah, yeah. And we're pretty much at the end of the available apartments in Port Melbourne. There's not too many new ones being built now.
Look, there is off the plan sales, sort of the Fisherman's Bend precinct, but we're talking those properties will be built maybe in 2 or 3 years' time.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the biggest urban renewal project in Australia.
Yeah.
So the exciting thing from, I suppose, our point of view is that we're going to have maybe 70,000, 80,000 residents in addition to what we've got in the next 20 to 30 years. But at the moment, it's just really the early stages. I mean, nothing much has been built.
Yeah, and so that puts a lot of pressure on the current infrastructure, the supermarkets and everything. So we'll see a lot of changes. But in general terms, so demand remains really high for the area, and if you are a potential seller, speak to David and his team now. For the buyers out there, unfortunately, you're in a bit of a holding pattern. June will see a bit of stock come to market, but July 1 really, for whatever reason, people are choosing that date. They think that it's a different market. I'm not sure it is. So you're in a bit of a holding pattern. You'll have to wait.
Absolutely. And I mean, look, we've listed some properties for spring at the moment, probably more due to circumstance, but I'd be saying to those people that are sitting on the fence thinking about selling, it's not all about the weather. It's about supply and demand particularly for 2, 3, 4 bedroom dwellings is particularly strong.
Yeah. So you probably have a little bit of time for the first home buyers and anybody that's in that category, or you want to organise something with your kids. Get in and talk to the team, because they can step you through everything that you need to get in place if you do find something, because you'll find you're going to have to move pretty quick. There'll be a lot of competition. So the action side of things will be the dominant player in that. So in general, we are going into the colder months.
Yes.
People will start disappearing in July, school holidays. So that'll have an effect come July as well. So it's a stop-start market we're in.
Yeah. But, before we know it, spring will be just around the corner.
It's amazing, isn't it? Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, David.
No, thank you.
Cheers.